Hello everyone and very welcome to my YouTube channel Laiba's English Corner. And in today's video, we are going to discuss all the phrasal verbs that start with A. We will also use them in sentences to clear the meaning. So before starting our video, it's a request to subscribe my channel for further notifications. So let's start with our video. Number 1, to abide by, which means to accept. For example, we will abide by this law means we will accept the law. Number 2, to abstain from, which means to stop. For example, you must abstain from smoking, which means you have to stop smoking. Number 3, to accede to, which means to agree. My mother acceded to my request. It means that my mother agreed to my request. Number 4, to accommodate in, which means to stay. For example, all the boys were accommodated in the hostel. It means that all the boys were staying in the hostel. Number 5, to accuse of, which means to have a charge of something. For example, he was accused of theft, mean he was having a charge of theft. Number 6, to act against, which means to work against something or someone. For example, he is acting against the rules of the organization, mean he is not following the rules of the organization, he is working against it. Number 7, to act for, which means working in the place of someone. For example, the vice principal acts for the principal in his absence. Mean, in the absence of principal, the vice principal was in charge. Number 8, to act on, which means to follow something. For example, I always act on my father's advice. Sentence number 9, to act upon, which means affecting. For example, hard work is acting upon my health. Mean, working hard all the time is acting upon or affecting upon my health. Number 10, to act up to, which means to work accordingly. For example, one should always act upon a certain plan, which means we have to follow the plan and we have to work according to it. Number 11, to add to, which means to include something. For example, his failure added to his trouble. It means that his failure increases his trouble. Number 12, to adapt to, which means to adjust in a certain or a new condition. For example, we must adapt ourselves to a new situation. Number 13, to adhere to, which means to believe in something. For example, no doubt he will adhere to his promise, that you are sure that he will not break his promise. Number 14, to agree to, which means having the same opinion. For example, he agreed to my proposal. Number 15, to aim at, which means to point something. For example, the government is aiming at the 50% reduction in the unemployment, which means that government is pointing at the reduction of unemployment. Number 16, to alight from, which means to come down from something. For example, she alighted from her car, which means that she came down from her car. Number 17, to allude to, which means mentioning or referring to something. For example, he alluded to Quranic verses in his speech, that he is referring to the verses from the Quran. Number 18, to answer to, which means to reply. For example, he did not answer to my letter. That it means that he did not reply back. Number 19, to apologize to, which means to say sorry. For example, I apologize to her. You can say that I say sorry to her. Sentence number 19 again, to apologize for, which means when you are saying sorry for someone. For example, I apologized for her. In to apologize to, you are saying sorry for yourself, and to apologize for, you are saying sorry for someone else. Number 20, to argue with, which means to disagree with some point. For example, you should not argue with your parents, or you should not argue with your elders. Number 21, to avail of, which means to get benefit. For example, a wise man can avail himself of the opportunity. It means that you can avail the opportunity. Number 22, to aspire to, which means a dream or an aim of your life. For example, I aspire to become a doctor, or I aspire to become an engineer, or anything else. So this was part 1 of phrasal verbs, in which we have learned the phrasal verb start with A. In following videos, we will learn all the phrasal verb. Thank you so much.